and welcome back to the darkroom. So today I'm going to be printing some negatives that I took probably last, I think it would have been July, August, whenever the last lockdown or the first lockdown in the UK ended. I took some photos down at the Seven Sisters on my RB67, a nice medium format camera that takes 6x7 negatives. So today I'll be using the LPL C7700 colour enlarger, mostly because this guy's set up for medium format, whereas my Durst M670, which should be able to take up to M670s, should be able to take up to 6x7. At the moment it's just set up for 35, and my LPL is normally set up for the 120 format. So I think I'll stick with the LPL today. We're going to make a contact sheet, and then we're going to choose a negative. I've already had a quick look at the negatives, at least just by eye, and I think I know which one I want to print, but I'm going to print them all up anyway via a contact sheet, and then we can make our final selection. So let's get into it. Okay. So to make the contact print, I'm going to use some Ilford Multigrade 4, just trying to use up the last of my stocks. They've brought out the new Ilford Multigrade 5 now, so it's a much better paper actually, I think, the 5 than the 4. It's on RC, it's tonable, but I have a lot of MG4 to use up, so I'm only making a contact sheet, so let's use it up on that. So to make the contact sheet, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Grab the paper, you put the negatives over the top, and then you just shine a light. I don't have a paper safe or anything like that, so I just keep it in the box until I need to use it. One thing that will be useful is power to the enlarger. There we go. Okay, so all you do is lay your negatives out. I'm going to do this in landscape format. I don't know if they'll all fit on. Now the RB67 is a medium format camera. Shoots 6x7 negatives, which means it shoots 10 negatives, and 9 fits on the 8x10 very well. But unfortunately, I can't quite fit the 10th on. So I think just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to leave that last one, and we'll just print up 9 on the page. Ooh, unfortunately, this is a bit dusty. This is just a piece of glass that I took from a frame, just to keep the negatives flat on the top. Right, now as with all exposures, you need to find the right time. I normally set this to about f8 to start with, and I'll use a grade 2 filter. I like using a grade 2 filter to start. Now we don't need to focus any light in this because it's actually just blasting it straight onto the page. We need a bigger piece of card or something just to separate it off. I could use this box. Is everything in this box? No, it's empty. Okay. Empty photo box. I really should throw these boxes away, but the bags and the boxes can come in really useful, especially with the bags, and as they're light safe, so I tend not to try not to throw them all away. But with this, I will do the 2.5 grade filter. We'll try we'll try 3-second increments. So 2.5 grade filter, we'll try 3-second increments and then we'll see how this looks. So everything's set. Remove the red safe filter. Make sure that is on white light and we're not shining any other coloured light. And let's go. I don't know if you can see that, but that's starting to come through. And we're in the 3-second increments. And what I'm looking for is just to see whether or not there's a true black and just some an exposure time that will give us a good ability to see all of the negatives, and then we can choose a better time for each individual image. Okay, as you can see here, this is just sitting in the fix at the moment, and we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So somewhere between maybe 18 seconds. I get some nice white in the highlights, in the white cliffs there, and then I also get some shadow detail that we can pull out. And I think that will work well for all of them. So let's try a new contact print, and we'll try that at 18 seconds. Grade 2. And here's the 18-second print. So we're sitting in the fix right now. So I'll just turn on the light. As you can see, 18 seconds has done a lot better. And yeah, I think we've got a couple of awesome little prints here that we can make. Now my eye is immediately drawn to one of these two, and possibly this one here. I quite like the way that line comes in and you see the cliff in the background. You immediately know where this is. This is quite a famous location. I've never really seen much with these, so I think I might actually start printing up these ones. This had like a pier or a jetty or something, some wood piles that had sectioned off at some point the beach, but yeah, they're sort of now derelict. But I really quite like it with the old wood, and then you've got the cliff in the background. You immediately know the location, but it's probably something that you've not really seen quite that much before. So yeah, let's get this in the negative holder, and we'll start printing some up, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but this is the test strip. And so we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 24 seconds. Now 24 seconds is clearly way too dark, and 3 seconds here is clearly way too bright, but somewhere around the 3, 6, 9, 12, or I quite like the cliff at 15, but maybe the wooden posts at 12. So let's print up 2 test strips. We'll do one at 12 seconds and one at 15 seconds, and we'll see what those both look like. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is the 12 second at f8, and I think this is a bit too dark for my liking. It's just a tiny bit too, yeah, it's just too dark. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop down one more stop, so we'll try f11, and we'll try 12 seconds again. I like to keep my exposures somewhere around the 12-second mark. So we will see what that looks like, and hopefully it will look a little bit lighter. These are looking a little bit muddy at the moment, so I just want to bring a bit more contrast and punch into it. Okay, so as you can see, that was the test strip. So this was the first test strip at 12 seconds, but at f8, and then this is the second one at f11, and that's held back some of the shadows. It's also brightened up a little bit in the cliff. However, I want to brighten that up a little bit more in general because they're white cliffs, not grey cliffs, right? So let's play around with some contrast filters, but that's starting to look a bit better. So we've got about 12 seconds, seems to be about right, at f11, and now we'll just start playing with some and now we'll start playing with some filters. Okay, so the way I've learned to do some of the split grade printing is to define your time and your settings at grade 2, and then you can split them to grade 0 to affect the highlights, and grade 5 to affect the darks and the shadows. And the playing between the ratio between those should then get you a better contrasty image, or more contrasty image. So at the moment our image is looking a little bit flat, so I'm going to now try playing with contrast 0 for a number of seconds, and then grade 5 for a number of seconds to see if we can bring out some more punch in the image. Now 12 seconds gives me a good starting point as a total time, so we could start with 6 seconds for grade 0 and 6 seconds for grade 5, and then we can start playing from there and see which one really gives us a true punch. Again, okay, as you can probably see here, so this top one is the grade 2 straight out, and then this is the grade 0 for 6 seconds, grade 5 for further 6 seconds, and actually this one seems a lot more flat than the one above it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the time in the, actually I quite like how these posts are, so I'm going to probably keep at the moment the 6 seconds at grade 5, but I might play around with the time for the grade 0, maybe reduce it a little bit, and then if need be I might have to dodge this area here and then burn in or run for longer here. So maybe I'll even try 6 seconds at grade 0, but dodging this section here for a little bit longer. Let's see what it looks like. So in this instance, no more messing about as well. We'll just go straight back into, let's do a large image. Let's have a look at what it looks like for the first time. in the fix. So this was the first large print that I've just made. I think I have slightly over dodged here. As you can see, there's a little bit of a halo there, so I'm going to redo this. And I think the other thing I'd like to do is give a little bit of a vignette as well. And there's just a couple of spots I need to fix up, but otherwise that looked really well. That looked really nice. So that was a couple of seconds dodging the cliff, then it was a full 6-second grade 5 print, and then I started with just burning in very slightly these pillars, and I might need to burn this guy in a little bit further as well, just to complete it off. But otherwise, I think that looks really nice. I might even try and get a little border around this as well. So we will let's print up the next one. And so that's hold back very slightly on the dodge, and then we will burn as we did before and add a vignette. Much better. That's a much nicer print. These are fibre prints, and yeah, we'll see what they look like dried down. And yeah, I'll just print another. I'll print another couple back up, and yeah, I'll get back to you. Okay, so that's it. The prints have dried overnight. I've got my contact sheet here. As you can see, I chose this middle one here, showing the cliffs, or one of the Seven Sisters cliffs, as well as having a few of these random sort of wooden posts and pillars. I did a couple of test strips. I then ended up with my first, so this is now the fibre paper. It's a bit curly because it's fibre, so I need to flatten these for a couple of days under some books. But as you can see here, you've got, this is the first print. This was the first full test print. You can see the first one that was split grade printed. And then I have 3 of the same, so I'll just show you this one. So these are a bit curly again, but then I decided to dodge and burn and get in some vignette as well from the centre. So yeah, I'm quite happy with these. Now that it's dried down, there's some nice contrast still in this. I quite like the Wycliffe of Dover. I'll put these up on my website, and I'll put a link down below if anybody wants to purchase purchase one of these prints. I tend to do a limited run of each of my prints of about 3 for each one. So yeah, just drop me a link if you want to buy. I use the money to buy more paper and or film. So yeah, please help out if you can. Other than that, until next time, goodbye.